Exclusively by Harper Auto Square. WBIR 10 News starts now.
The sun went down and things started to heat up, especially right now at this hour. We are seeing a severe thunderstorm warning, and you see that watch at the bottom of your screen as well. Cassie Nall joins us in the Weather Center once again. And Cassie, let's talk about this system in particular.
Yes, so it's a line of strong storms that are making their way in from Middle Tennessee into parts in Middle Kentucky into our viewing area, and we do have looks like a second severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued. So the first one is in effect for Fentress County until 10:30 Central Time. That one in effect because of the potential for this line of storms to be producing 60 to 70 mile per hour winds that is moving into the Jamestown and Allard areas. If you are in Fentress County in the path of this storm or within that warning, you need to take shelter in the lowest level of your home away from doors and windows now, and wait until this line passes, because 60 to 70 mile per hour winds obviously can cause a lot of trouble. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Cumberland County and the other part of Fentress County. That in effect now until 11 p.m. Central Time for the same reasons, the potential for those severe wind gusts of 60 to 70 miles per hour. So that is now moving into the Pleasant Hill area, Lantana, Lake Tansy, Crossville. Heads up. Clark Range, you're kind of in between the two right now, but it'll be moving in your direction as well, Fairfield Glade and Crab Orchard. So if you are within either of these two severe thunderstorm warnings, you need to take shelter in the lowest level of your home away from doors and windows. Also have those strong storms moving into McCreary County in Kentucky. And all of this will continue to the east over the next couple of hours. We'll talk more about that radar and the future for Thursday coming up in just a little bit.
We'll see you in just a bit. Thank you, Cassie.
My addiction really was the winner overall until I got into this program. This program saved me.
People taking part in the drug recovery court in Knox County say it's changing lives. It takes certain drug offenders out of jails and prisons and tries to set them on a new path to recovery. Tonight, 80 participants gathered to celebrate graduation, and 10 News reporter Cole Sullivan met two of them who say without it, they would certainly be using or behind bars. Cole?
Sessions that are all mandatory. Tonight we introduce you to two people who have successfully completed it and say now they're productive members of society again.
David Every Sr., an Army vet, hadn't been sober in years.
Living in abandoned houses, I mean, I had nothing. No bank account, no nothing, no finances.
Crack cocaine was his drug. For Mikey Klein, there wasn't just one.
I thought throughout the years that I was quitting things, but all I was doing was replacing one drug for another drug.
He started using at age 14, and he was 85 pounds lighter when on meth.
Menace. I guess I was a menace, you know what I'm saying? I just was worth nothing to life. Now I actually have something to contribute.
But now,
I love it. It saved my life. There's no doubts. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. It saved my life.
they're graduates.
I've been sober for 27 months and 14 days today.
Of a recovery program in Judge Chuck Cerny's court.
First of all, we're saving taxpayer dollars. Each and every one of those 80 participants out there would otherwise have to be incarcerated, but individual human beings having a better life than they had when they were in the midst of active addiction, that's worth fighting for.
The judge gets close with his participants.
He's become a friend to all the other participants, and I'm proud to call him my friend.
And they get help.
I can actually be a member of society versus a disappointment to my family.
2 new success stories on the road of recovery.
I know that I have self-worth, that I'm a productive citizen in society. I get up and go to work, pay my bills, live life on life terms.
Both Mikey and David now have jobs. The judge says both have made enormous strides as part of the program, and they're not alone. Hundreds have graduated from recovery court since it began 20 years ago. John?
That is so encouraging. Cole, thank you. New tonight, crews recovered the plane that crashed into the Tennessee River last night. Knoxville police say crews found it with sonar. A special ops team from Blount County recovered the plane at the request of the owner. Rescuers say he crashed after suffering engine trouble but managed to swim to safety. Police investigators finished their report and federal teams will now take over. Crime scene investigators from around the world are turning their focus this summer to the body farm at the University of Tennessee. 10 News reporter Shannon Smith talked to the founder of that Center for Science and Research that continues to gain worldwide attention. Shannon?
John, the numbers alone show that growth. 48 police officers from across the U.S. just left Knoxville, where they completed a training course for recovering human remains at the UT Body Farm. 40 people here now from the United Kingdom, more coming this fall from Korea and Central America. For nearly 50 years, UT's Forensic Anthropology Center has been collecting bones.
We have the largest skeletal collection of known individuals in the world.
Dr. Bill Bass is the founder of UT's Body Farm, which is now attracting law enforcement officers and anthropologists from all over the world.
I don't even think I thought about that. The reason we had a body farm was because of the cases in Tennessee.
The Body Farm, used to study how humans decompose, has hosted countless people for training in this type of forensics. Most recently, law enforcement officers from towns without access to experts in this field.
They're getting training that they could get nowhere else. This is going to cut down on the mistakes that they're going to make.
Officers learn how to map and recover remains, apply dental science to identifying remains, and how insects play a role in human decomposition.
It's hands-on. You're not reading about it or looking at it on TV or something like that.
Bass says that's a big part of why people are starting to come train here from other countries.
Until you have felt them and say, oh, okay, I see, that's rough, yeah, and so forth. You really don't know what that is.
As more training sessions are added to accommodate more people at the Body Farm, Bass is glad to know his work is helping officers at their jobs.
See, I've been here 48 years, and it's taken 48 years to get to the stage where people begin to see, hey, that's a world-class facility they've got there.
As the Body Farm adds more courses for professionals, you can sign up online for them this summer, but you do have to be employed in a field that involves medical and legal aspects. John.
Shannon, thank you. State leaders say they're acting on demands to increase the safety of a park in Middle Tennessee. This comes 2 weeks after a 2-year-old boy died when floodwaters swept him away at Cummins Falls. He is one of a handful of people to lose their life in fast rising water there. Lawmakers learned more about a plan to add new water level monitors at the park.
It's going to be probably 3 stream gauges coming off of on bridges that measure water levels on different tributaries that flow down to Cummins Falls. It's going to have rain gauges in place. It will be communicated by satellite, 2-way by satellite, and it'll have multiple redundant warning systems that are in place.
State leaders say those monitors will be in place within the next 45 days. Just into the newsroom, the State Department of Labor and Workforce Development is sending a team to help displaced workers in Fentress County. The Rapid Response Team will be at the county courthouse Friday to help workers impacted by the closure of Jamestown Regional Medical Center. The hospital says it closed temporarily because of a lack of federal funding and supply problems. Earlier this month, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid said it would stop paying for patients at that hospital. Tonight, we heard from state lawmakers in the Tennessee Black Caucus about House Speaker Glenn Cassada's decision to resign. Cassada made that announcement earlier this month that he would resign on August 2nd. It comes after he was accused in a handful of scandals, including trading sexually explicit text with his former chief of staff. State Representative G.A. Hardaway from Memphis says the legislature still has deep-seated problems with discrimination and bigotry, and he says a new speaker could help those issues.
We've got to have proper leadership coming out of the Speaker's office if we're going to advance the agenda for the people of the great state of Tennessee.
Governor Bill Lee announced that the special session to replace Cassada will take place in mid to late August. Today, communities across the nation are celebrating what's known as Juneteenth, and at the East Tennessee Center, the Beck Cultural Exchange Center, it gave people a chance to experience a living museum. Juneteenth is the oldest known celebration of the end of slavery in America. The Living Museum featured exhibits from different parts of Black history. Organizers say it's important days like this are set aside to recognize our history and explain it.
So we get a chance to tell truth. We get a chance to share these stories, this rich legacy, and as important, if not more so, we get the opportunity to make a better world.
Again, all about recognizing that history and talking about it. That was the reason for this celebration today. Several East Tennessee businesses or schools ranked as the top employers in the state. In a recent Forbes poll, the UT Medical Center ranked 3rd in the state, followed by TVA at number 4. UT Knoxville ranked 8th. The university says it's honored it was recognized. Parents start throwing punches after a call made at a youth baseball game.